Howdy, friends. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to the Deep Space Travel Break. Is it YouTube's most popular No Man's Sky podcast? Well, that depends on you. So, hopefully, I'm Kanaju, and I'm finally back in the saddle. I'm getting over a pretty nasty case of COVID, which had me bedridden for a week, so if my voice sounds terrible, that's why. I acknowledge I haven't been able to upload regularly since April, but I believe I'm finally in a position to get back to creating content. I'll get into that near the end of the podcast if you're interested, but for those who couldn't care less, let's get to the news you're all here for. This is the Deep Space Travel Break, episode 24, and today we're talking about the recently announced No Man's Sky Echoes update. I actually want to speculate a little bit since we don't have many details. That should be fun. Plus the channel update at the end. No housekeeping today, let's jump right in. On Friday, August 18th, 2023, Sean dropped a surprise tweet. And yeah, I'm still calling them tweets. What are they now? Zeets? Kazeets? Kjeets? Yeah, let's just go with tweets. Sean tweeted a complete list of every No Man's Sky update, alongside its corresponding emoji teaser. I love when he does this since he retroactively assigns emojis to the older updates too, but at the bottom of the list was something completely new. Echoes, surrounded by a couple of question marks. And just like that, Sean has officially teased 2023's big summer update. The cool anniversary trailer showing every update except Synthesis again. Also reveals the Echoes logo at the end. Very slick. Now, despite knowing nothing about this update yet, I call it the Big Summer Update because it fits well into a pattern of releases that Hello Games have nurtured over the years. Two patterns, actually. Firstly, the biggest update of any given year tends to be released in the summer, late July to mid-September. Hello Games usually don't tease updates by name either, with the exception of their large summer updates. So when you consider that the last expedition/content update, Singularity, released on June 7th, and the last full content update, Interceptor, released April 5th, seems like whatever they're cooking up has taken more time than usual to prepare. That extra development time could translate to either more features or more polish and bug fixes. I personally hope this update includes a ton of quality of life improvements because the game's once again gone to that point where bugs are rampant. Multiplayer especially barely works, so hopefully there are improvements there. I've also heard that performance is terrible on some of the older consoles, so I'm rooting for y'all. Since the last patch, 4.38, about a month ago, the developers have made a couple of changes to the experimental branch, including one on the day of the announcement. That's the experimental branch on Steam. So there's small fixes for DualSense controllers, but it's proof that they have been working on some bug fixes in the meantime, which is usually a given, but I thought I'd mention it anyways. Speaking of Steam branches, the internal branch also updated today, the 18th. Now this usually occurs in the hours or days leading up to an update's public release, so there's a good chance we'll see the update by the 25th of August. Maybe even the 23rd, but there's always a chance that they need more time, so I wouldn't set my clocks to that just yet. Alright, so we know Echoes has been in development for quite a while, especially since Hello Games practices staggered development on its updates, with different teams working simultaneously on different content. So some updates might be years in the making, even if a bunch of other stuff drops in the meantime. So it'll probably be big, though you already know what I'm gonna say next. Keep your expectations in check. Remember that Frontiers was also teased with a similar trailer, but it ended up focusing on just a couple of new features. I loved it, some people didn't. I wish it was better, you know how it went. I've made enough videos about Frontiers. We also know that Echo's release is likely just around the corner. After all, the internal branch just updated, and Sean usually doesn't like to announce stuff until it's practically in our hands, so I would expect it sometime in August. Though again, that's my speculation, not a promise by Hello Games. What we don't know is what's actually in the update, though we do have some clues we could point to. Firstly, the name, Echoes. If you played through Expedition 10 Singularity, you no doubt recognize the name Echoes. Echoes, or echo seeds I suppose, were sort of like souls that we collected from dead autophages. The description for an echo seed reads, "The seed is an echo of life, the last reverberations of a living being." During the expedition, we would also deposit those echo seeds into Nada's prime terminal, or simulation, on the space anomaly. The Echo Collective was an object we got that was composed of Atlantidium, and it was attuned to that mass of echoes within the simulation. It would give us messages throughout the expedition as more echoes were added to the collective. An echolocator is another object that leads us to harmonic camps, introduced in Interceptor. So, obviously, unless Hello Games are pulling our legs, Echoes ties into the ongoing narrative that began with the Interceptor update. Interceptor was considered Part 1 and Singularity Part 2 of a 4-part narrative. So it's probably safe to assume Echoes will be Part 3. Strangely, Part 3 of 4 doesn't sound like the climax of a story, which I mentioned because the summer update is usually the biggest of the year. But that said, Part 3 might be a big war or something, and Part 4 is the aftermath or epilogue. You never know. Or maybe Parts 3 and 4 were combined into one big update. Or maybe the update is Part 3 and an upcoming expedition is Part 4. At this point, it's probably best not to dwell on that detail, since we don't know anything. But okay, so if it's related to the ongoing story, what do we think is coming up next in that story? Well, Expedition 10 ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. We imbued a construct in the anomaly with life. But then nothing really happened. We could choose to give it life from either the Atlas or the Abyss, but other than some different dialogue and a different helmet reward, we don't see any consequences of this action. Hello Games had previously stated that this choice would have an effect on the story, so I'm hoping Echoes, the update, will show us the results of our collective choices. And Echoes is a good name for that, I think. The Autophages and the construct also seem to have been teasing a new mechanical race. It's possible that these could even manifest as a new hostile faction. I'd love to see combat against more humanoid enemies, so I'm personally hoping that's what it is. Regardless, Echoes could be the proper introduction of the Autophages to the universe, which would still be huge since we haven't gotten a new race of NPCs since Atlas Rises 2017? Yeesh. Although, I guess you could argue the new travelers from 2019's Beyond count, but even then, that's a long time. And hey, they did give us a full customization set as part of the expedition, which, as I said, was the first new set in years. First new, complete set. So it kind of makes it seem like they have a whole new set of customization for maybe a new race? Guess we'll see. So hopefully new story content, hopefully a new faction or race of NPCs, and hopefully, for me, new combat. Hello Games have been adding a lot of new enemies over the last 2 years, so combat does seem to be important to them. Or maybe we'll see the actual introduction of the Abyss to the game. It's been teased for years, with Interceptor bringing the Abyss closer than ever, but who knows, maybe the Abyss will always be mysterious. Besides content related to the ongoing narrative or recent updates, there's also a chance that this update overhauls something seemingly unrelated. For example, people have been complaining that oceans and water are in dire need of an update. And I agree. I would love to see an aquatic overhaul with new rendering, new mechanics, and more variety. Or maybe we'll see an overhaul to settlements. Those have a ton of potential, yet lack the integration with other features needed to make them really essential. The fact that they're still not on the Switch though kinda makes me doubt any major developments there. Maybe it'll be the fabled variety and exploration update, regenerating the entire universe again. Now of course, I'd love to see that, but I'm not holding my breath. Interceptor showed us how they can further expand the universe and transform existing planets without a reset, so maybe we'll get some new planet types in that sense. We also can't forget the leaks that occurred earlier this year, or rather data mining more than leaks. Space stations are an omnipresent part of the game that are woefully outdated, in my opinion, and most people's opinions. They need more variety, inside and out. They need to be more procedural, more engaging, more fun, really. And we know for a fact that Hello Games were working on new space stations, so So maybe this is the space station update. I don't know. Now, if my wondering speculation has demonstrated anything, it's that you really never know what's coming until it's here. Hello Games love their secrets, and they love surprising their players. So I'm looking forward to being surprised. Let me know what you think Echoes could be in the comments below. Will it come with an expedition? Might it be as big as Next or Atlas Rises? Or do you think it'll be something like Frontiers scale? Where does the story go next? Is the Abyss on its way? Now remember, you can speculate to your heart's content. Just don't expect the game to deliver on your homemade hype. We've been promised nothing except an update titled Echoes and a continuation of the ongoing story. Anything else is just guesswork on our part. Alright, so some of y'all may be wondering what's up with the channel. I haven't uploaded regularly since April. I haven't uploaded anything in like 6 weeks, and now I'm claiming to be back. So since April, I've been completely overwhelmed with personal and professional developments. I was out of the country for a couple of weeks, not on vacation mind you, and then I returned home to a looming deadline that took every available minute I had up until August 9th. At which point, out of exhaustion, I became bedridden for a week with COVID. I had a fever for 7 days, and I'm just getting over that, and now I'm here. It's been a whirlwind, but here I am, mid-August, trying to figure out my plans for the rest of the year. So here goes. Firstly, I will be uploading as regularly as possible. Previously, I was uploading once or twice a week, sometimes more, but right now, I'm aiming for maybe 4 videos a month. But that'll depend on my schedule, as I am teaching this semester at university. So I can't promise weekly No Man's Sky videos like I could previously, but the majority of my content will remain No Man's Sky focused as far as I can tell. With Starfield just around the corner though, I'll probably be doing a review and maybe some exploration content after the fact, if it turns out to be a fun game, which I hope it will. I'm also hoping to do other sci-fi and space game content when No Man's Sky updates are slower. So don't get mad, but I also want to try a Let's Play series for Assassin's Creed Mirage. I know most of my audience doesn't watch my Assassin's Creed videos, but they're honestly some of my favorites to make, so I want to keep making them. So in a nutshell, my plan is to make 3 to 6 videos a month, with most of them being No Man's Sky or something related. For a more personal update, I'm happy to announce I did it. I completed my book's manuscript, and holy moly, I totally underestimated the amount of work it would take. I traveled across the state, from New Mexico all the way to Louisiana, and everywhere in between. Goliad, Victoria, Refugio. I was all over the place. Just visiting historic sites and gathering as much information as I could. And I can't wait to share the final product with y'all next year. Still so exciting. Also, my new laptop is being serviced due to what seems to be a factory defect, so I'm back on my old one for the time being. So none of that new PC gaming content I told you about for the next couple weeks. Hopefully it's repaired in time for Starfield though, since I don't own a Series X. But anyway, I'm back. Life is getting into a new normal, and I look forward to making more content for y'all and with y'all. So thanks for all your support while I was gone. I'll be going back over some of the old comments soon. I apologize I wasn't able to answer them for so long, but hey, you do what you can. Speaking of which, now I need to remember how to edit, render, and upload videos again, so that'll be fun. Maybe it's like riding a bike, right? Well, if you're watching this, that means I succeeded, so yay. Well, there's that cough. Alright. Sorry. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!